ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ओम निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओं श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तदशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। चैंट फ्रॉम वर्स नंबर 27 26। ॐ पद्ममष्टदलं तत्र कर्णिकाकेसरोज्ज्वलम् उभाभ्यां वेदतन्त्राभ्यां मह्यं तो भयसिद्धये सुदर्शनं पाञ्चजन्यं गदासीषु धनुर्हलान् मुसलं कौस्तुभं मालां श्रीवत्सं चानुपूजयेत् नन्दं सुनन्दं गरुडं प्रचण्डं चण्डमेव च महाबलं बलं चैव कुमुदं कुमुदेक्षणं दुर्गां विनायकं व्यासं विश्वक्सेनं गुरून् सुरान् स्वे स्वे स्थाने तु अभिमुखानो पूजयेत् प्रोक्षणादिभिः चन्दनो क्षीरकर्पूर कुङ्कुमा गुरुवासिदैः सलिलैः स्नापयेन्मन्त्रैर्नित्यदा विभवे सते स्वर्णघर्मानुवाकेन महापुरुषविद्यया पौरुषेणाभिसूक्तेन सामभिराजनादिभिः वस्त्रोपवीताभरणपत्रस्रग्गन्धलेपनैः अलङ्कोर्वेद प्रेम मद्भक्तो मां यथोचितं पाद्यमासमनीयं च गन्धं सुमनसोक्षतान् धूपदीपोपहार्याणि दद्यान्मे श्रद्धयार्चकः गुडपायस सर्वेंषि षष्कुल्यापूपमोदकान् संयावदति सूपांश्च नैवेद्यं सतिकल्पयेत् अभ्यङ्गोन्मर्दनादर्श दन्तधावा विशेषणम् अन्नाद्यगीतनृत्यादि पर्वणश्रुतान्वहं विधिना विहिते कुण्डे मेखला कर्तवेदिभिः अग्निमादाय परितः समूहेत् पाणिनोदितं परिस्थिर्यात पर्युक्षेदन्वादाय यथाविधि प्रोक्षण्यासाद्य द्रव्याणि प्रोक्ष्याग्नौ भावयेत मां तप्तजाम्बूनदप्रख्यं शङ्खचक्रगदाम्बुजैः लसच्चतुर्भुजं शान्तं पद्मकिञ्जलकवाससं स्फुरत्किरीटकटककटिसूत्रवराङ्गदं श्रीवत्सवक्षसम्भ्राजत् कौस्तुभं वनमालिनं ध्यायन्नभ्यर्चदारूणि हविषाभिघृतानि च प्रास्या च भागावाघारौ दत्त्वा चाज्यप्लुतं हविः जुह्यात्मूलमन्त्रेण षोडशर्चावधानतः धर्मादिभ्यो यथा न्यायं मन्त्रैः शिष्टकृतं बुधः अभ्यर्च्याथ नमस्कृत्या पार्षदेभ्यो बलिं हरेत् मूलमन्त्रं जपेत् ब्रह्मा स्मरन्नारायणात्मकं दत्त्वा च वनमुच्छेषु विश्वक्सेनाय कल्पयेत् मुखवासं सुरभिमतु ताम्बूलाद्यमतार्हयेत् उपगायन् गृणन् नृत्यन् कर्माण्यभिनयन् मम मत्कथाः श्रावयन् शृण्वन् मुहूर्तं क्षणिको भवेत् सवैरुच्चावचैः स्तोत्रैः पौराणैः प्राकृतैरपि श्रुत्वा प्रसीद भगवन् इति वन्देत दण्डवतो शिरो मत्पादयोः कृत्वा बाहुभ्यां च परस्परं प्रपन्नं पाहि मामीश भीतं मृत्युग्रहार्णवात् इति शेषां मया दत्तां शिरस्याधाय सादरम् उद्वासेत् चेदुद्वास्यं ज्योतिर्ज्योतिषि तत्पुनः अर्थादिषु यदा यत्र श्रद्धा मां तत्र चार्चयेत् सर्वभूतेष्वात्मनि च सर्वात्माहमवस्थितः एवं क्रियायोगपदैः पुमान् वैदिकतान्त्रिकैः अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दत्यभीष्ट अभीप्सिताम् मदर्चां सम्प्रतिष्ठाप्य मन्दिरं कारयेत् दृढं पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि पूजायात्रोत्सवाश्रितान् पूजादीनां प्रवाहार्थं महापर्वस्वधान्वहं क्षेत्रापणपुरग्रामान् दत्त्वा मत्सार्षितां यात् प्रतिष्ठया सार्वभौमं सद्मना भुवनत्रयं पूजादिना ब्रह्मलोकं त्रिभिर्मत्साम्यतां यात् मामेव नैरवेक्षण भक्तियोगेन विन्दति भक्तियोगं सलभते एवं यः पूजयेत मां यः स्वदत्तां परैर्दत्तां हरेत सुरविप्रयोः वृत्तिं स जायते विड्भुक् सर्वर्षाणामयुतायुधं कर्तुश्च सारथेर्हेतोः अनुमोदितुरेव च कर्मणां भागिनः प्रेत्या भूयो भूयसि तत्फलम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां एकादशस्कन्धे सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यं रसः अतः पिबन्तु तद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चितगर्हिजित। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिरित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Having saluted all the gurus, avatars, devatas, rishis, munis, bhagavata bhaktas, and all our gurus, to Bhagavan Krishna let us salute. He is the giver of this portion of Bhagavatam. To Bhagavan Vyasa, he is the one who has written it in the Shastra Grantha Rupa. And our special salutation to Bhagavan Sri Yogindraya Namastasmai Shukaya Brahma Rupine Samsara Sarvadashtamyo Vishnuradhamamuchat Sri Shukadevji. And then after Shukadevji taught, if Sutaji, Suta Maharaj, Suta Mahamani, if Vaishampayana Rishi have not continued the prachara of it, it would have not come up to us, this Bhagavata Shastra. So we owe everything to them, we salute to them. One. Two things today in our 2 minutes of introduction is, first is very, very crucial. Who is giving this portion of Jnanam regarding how to get Mukti? All this 11th skanda, right from chapter 1 till last, who is giving us all these sadhanas, all these prakriyas, which are going to give us mukti from all karma bandhanam, from avidya ajnanam. It is none other than Bhagavan. Now, when Bhagavan himself is giving, can there be any doubt? Should there be any doubt? Other than just as it is told, doing it, is there any other thing we need to know or do? When it is Bhagavan himself is giving, what else the doubt can be? A very important question. Second is, if Bhagavan told sadhana, if we don't do, then who else should tell us? Whose words we listen now? Who is left in the world to educate us, to tell us what to do, how to do? भगवान का है. अब the Lord who made this world, the Lord who made us in this world sent. Same Lord, when he is systematically telling the sadhana paddhatis to reach him. And this is what he made this world. He made the world, he made how to live in the world. He also telling us how to leave this world and reach him. Remember, other than him, nobody else can tell. If anybody else also tells, they have to tell only from the prerana of Paramatma, by learning from Paramatma only. Why? He is the maker of this world. So whoever discovers whatever the scientific instruments, he only will tell us how to use it. how to go about it. So the Lord who made this prapancham, he only told us how to live with dharma to enjoy artha kama in this world. Same Lord is telling us about the sadhana for fulfilling the fourth purushartha of the mumukshutvam through bhakti and jnanam. Even after listening it directly from the mouth of Lord, if we are not getting conviction, we are not getting fully involved in doing so, it is a very good help to know one thing. What is one thing? It is the mind which is the culprit, which even is not ready to listen and follow what Bhagavan himself is telling for the mukti. So, who is our enemy now? Even though Bhagavan himself is telling us how to get the mukti, who is the one who is enemy now? Who is not allowing us to follow this path of mukti and get to that? Who else is left now? Our own mind. So, our own mind is the biggest devil and enemy. There was always fighting between the mana and Bhagavan's upadesh. All the time we listen to mana, therefore we are getting defeated in life. Once when we make our mind get defeated under the Bhagavan's teachings, means what? Doing only those upasana sadhanas, what told by Bhagavan, not only we conquer mind, the biggest enemy, but we reach to Bhagavan, the mukti. What Bhagavan is saying here as karma bandha vimokshanam, muhu nishreyasam means this only. Karma bandha is nothing but the mind. Nishreyasam is reaching the God. So karma bandha mokshana means transcending the mind. Nishreyasam para means reaching the divine. This is the ultimate goal. See the thickness of our intellect. See the refusal of our mind to accept. Thickness of the intellect, not to think and understand that it is Bhagwan's teaching for my mukti. दिमाग समझ ही नहीं रहा इस बात को और दिल उसको स्वीकार ही नहीं कर रहा है और मन हमेशा की तरह केयरलेस ही है अबाउट दिस पाथ ऑफ लिबरेशन एंड इट इज मोर कंसर्न्ड अबाउट थॉट्स ओनली ऑफ वर्ल्डलीनेस एंड बॉन्डेज just like not listening to the advice of the great expert doctor and well-wisher regarding what medicine to take to come out of the disease, what are the other things to take to get the immunity and strength. If I am not listening to the prescription of a qualified doctor for my own health, then who is my enemy? Who is the one who is not making me listen to the prescription of the doctor? None but our crooked buddhi, none but our own stupid mind, none but our own ego, which is sold out to these vakra buddhi and dushtamana. Unless we recognize this and rectify at that level, how many number of gurus shastra come and give us how many number of shastra jnanam with any number of sadhana prakriyas, we remain there only, just like you go to 100,000 doctors, everybody's medication you listen, but if you don't apply it, our disease continues, our suffering continues. One day we just die. Just like physically we die by not listening to doctor and only listening to our manabuddhi ego, so too spiritually in the evolution also we die if we don't follow what Bhagavan himself is saying. और कौन आकर बताए बताओ. See the Maya now understood? See how the intellect still doesn't try to understand. It's not trying to understand. माइंड ऑल्सो इज नॉट ट्राइंग टू फील अरे यार ये हमारे मुक्ति के लिए बता रहे हमको करना चाहिए एंड द ईगो ऑल्सो इज चलने दो ठीक है ऐसे ही जिएंगे मन बुद्धि के गुलाम बनकर इंद्रिय शरीर के साथ दुनियादारी करेंगे द ईगो इज ऑल्सो रास्कल एंड द वन हु इज सफरिंग इज दिस फेलो ओनली I myself divorced from the path of liberation given by the Lord and the Guru, who is Lord only in the other form. I myself wedded with these two stupid wives of Mana and Buddhi. I myself, with the children of Indriya and Deha, am struggling in this numaish of the world and suffering, and yet I don't want. This is the crucial of all the thoughts. If at this level we sort out, only two things to sort out, no third thing. Simple. That is what is being told from last 6 7 minutes. What are that? For my own moksha, my ego, my wrong buddhi, my wrong mana, my slavery to Indra Deha, my indulgence in the world is enemy. मेरे लिए मैं ही दुश्मन हूँ. फर्स्ट पॉइंट. मेरे लिए भगवान गुरु and their teachings are the best well-wishers. That day when this clicks to us strongly, firmly, not just sporadically, like when I am saying now, you and I may feel it little bit. But in an hour's time, when you go to other topic, this crucial topic is forgotten. Or after the class, we involve in something with a great gift given by the Lord called as quickly forgetting everything, we just forget it. Not this way. Clicking it so deeply in the heart. Like some of the anubhavas in our life create such a strong impact in us. It can be good or bad. In the same way, this thought should go very deeply into the system. What is the thought? My Guru, my Shastra, my Bhagavan are my only well-wishers. And they are teaching for my own evolution this way of lifestyle. I must abide by that. Other than that, all other things which I was considering as my friends and pals and wonderful jigri dost, called on my own worldly buddhi, my own disturbed mind with desires, my own dehendriya involving in the world. ये दोस्त नहीं ये दुश्मन है. It is not I am telling you, I have to tell myself. It is not I am telling you, you have to tell to yourself. It is not Guru Shastra telling to us, the fact told by us, we have to realize in us. If that glorious, great, grand happening happens in us, then with that conviction, step by step, when we start doing sadhana, we only can see the transformation in us. It's simple like this. I told you the example, common example every day, that my own mind says, let me sleep 1 hour more. Somehow I just neglect mind's suggestion, go take bath and do puja. Same mind says, well done. My own mind which says, eat 3 times a day. To the same mind with my force, when I make it do 1 day upavasa with only 1 meal, other 2 meals not taken, same mind says, well done. My own mind which goes through all negativity of selfishness, anger, with same mind suppressed or kept aside, when we follow good values, our own mind congratulates us. Like angry with somebody. It is in your own mind. Tell to the mind, hey, don't be angry, let us forgive. It says no. But somehow just shut up, we have to forgive, that's it. Say to the mind. And really you have forgiven. Where do you find that fulfillment? In the same mind. That mind which was refusing us to come to the class. There are no two minds, one mind. That one mind is our own mind. The mind which was refusing us to come to class when we are regularly coming is not the same mind is feeling very good thing we are doing. Think about it. It's all Maya. इतने में ही होता है. Listen to suggestions of mind intellect and get lost in the world. Listen to the guidance direction given by the Guru and Shastra. Get into the Mukta Sthiti. These are the two options left. First one we went on doing so far. Let us do the second one. This should happen in our hearts. Who else can tell us and should tell us? अगर भगवान का ही बात मैं नहीं माना, किसका बात मानूं मैं? एक बात। दूसरा, यही मन है जो भगवान के बात को मानने नहीं देता है। देयरफॉर मन इज अ दुश्मन, दुष्ट मन एंड दुश्मन। Then what to do? Don't listen to mind, listen to Guru Shastra. After some years, we will see the same mind feels good and happy. This is the trick. This is called as Mamevaye Prapadyante Mayametam Tarantite. Mam Prapadyante means at every cost doing what Lord said. Mayametam Taranti means therefore we transcend the delusory pitfall or slavery to the mana. अब दुनिया की बात जैसे ना मन का दुनिया का भी, like some people just are loving with us for some time, suddenly leave and go, and when they love us they don't know why they do. When they leave us, that time also we don't know why they do. When they love us we enjoy, when they leave us we feel miserable. See the trick of the Maya world में, same with the mind. Same mind will trouble us by binding us for millions of lives. One life, when you don't listen to the mind and listen to Guru Shastra, mind becomes so surrendered. चुप होती है। अब पूछो इस मन को, इतने जन्मों से तेरे मेरे को इतना क्यों फंसाया? इट ओनली विल लाफ एट यू। अरे मैं फंसाया, तू क्यों फंसा? If you had tried long back, I would have long back only listened. You only didn't do that. In the failure of mind, because of which we get suffering, in the world and in the fancy of the mind only, we were looking for alternatives. We have never taken the best alternative of listening and following what our Guru and Shastra say about the pursuit of Paramatma through Adhyatmika sadhana. You understand? It is मन भी ऐसी चीज होती है, एक दिन झुकने के बाद यू आस्क इट, कितने जन्मों से क्यों नहीं मेरे को, यू डिडंट ट्राई ओनली, इट इज सो फूलिश फेलो, वी आर फूल टू बी सोल्ड आउट टू इट. Like we are attending classes. Now, why didn't we attend earlier? There's no question. You should have attended. If you had attended, it would have been different thing by now. Better at least now. Now the essence we have to catch is it what? This much. Bhagavan made world. He has sent us here. He only told us how to live in this world as long as we want, without any problem, by following dharma, enjoying artha kama, by following punya, enjoying artha kama in the higher worlds. And to the one who just want to come out of all limited things, want to be infinitely, permanently blissful, to them Bhagavan alone is telling these upasana sadhana paddhatis. Bhagavan vacha it is. It is Bhagavan Vach. Bhagavan himself. If we don't listen to him, whom else we listen? This is a big question. खुद को पूछना है. Then listen to the mind, intellect and your own senses, body. They are bent upon destroying us. And those who are identified with the body, senses, listening to them. Both are same. I listen to my own body, mind, sense suggestion, or I listen to those people who are at the body, mind, senses living. That's called blind following the blind, blind leading the blind. That is the meaning of strishu cha straineshu cha. Sangam na kuryat strishu straineshu. That is the meaning of it. भगवान की बात नहीं सुनूंगा तो मैं किसका सुनकर मेरा सुधार हो जाएगा? किसका सुनकर मेरा सुधार हो जाएगा? सुधार होना means coming out of all commotions of worldliness, disturbances, anxieties, fears in the mind, coming to the experience of eternal permanent bliss by discovering Paramatma. Of course, it has a lot of in-between lines to add. Once you become spiritual, it will be revealed to us every step. One is this, today introduction. Now, Because Bhagavan told, we have to listen to it. This much is understood, point one. Point two is what? When Bhagavan is telling for our own liberation, when you have decided also to listen what he is saying and do what he is saying, now should we not be very careful and attentive in listening to what Bhagavan is saying with all Shraddha Bhakti, and in practicing what Bhagavan is saying with all Shraddha and Bhakti. Next point. If doctor given medicine I don't take, then how will I be cured? Who will can suggest me about medication? Is it the other people of the world who are not qualified? No, no, no. Therefore, I must listen to medication given by doctor so that I am mukta from my roga. Second step, if this one decision is taken, good decision, healthy decision, that for my health sake or the mukti from the or roga disease, I have to follow medicine given by doctor. Now immediately follows the next step. Should I not exactly understand what prescription is giving and how to take it and do it actually? अदरवाइज दिन में एक लो ऐसे टैबलेट को 3 बार लिया और दिन में 3 लो वाले को एक बार लिया तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा वो. Before food you take this, he says. After food you take this, he says. But if you change the process, तो भी गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Then can you say to the doctor, you gave medicine I took, still not only I did not become good, but my health became spoiled. Why? I gave medicine you took, but the way I told you to take, did you take it that way? Did you follow all the instructions? Because taking medicine is not cure. Taking medicine, following all the medication rules is cure. So too, being spiritual is not liberation, process of liberation. Then being spiritual by duly understanding every step and process and duly following it. The second place we miss it. If our mind has bound us in the first place of never allowing it to us to spirituality for millions of lives, even after entering to spirituality, at the second place, the mind will bind us. What is the second place? It makes us insincere and careless, not to understand every step that is involved in doing the sadhana and not to practice it duly. Naturally, when you don't understand, how will you practice? This way also mind, what it does, it applies a long, what do you call, its own medicine. What it is, in this way, without following the process, we do spirituality for some time. Because we have not followed the process, result will not come. Till that time, the mind will wait. When the result is not coming, that time again mind comes and says, कि देखा मैंने कहा ना स्पिरिचुअलिटी में कोई फायदा नहीं है, therefore let us go to worldliness. Second level में mind defeats us like this. That mind is Maya. First Maya was never becoming spiritual. Second Maya is not understanding every step thoroughly and practicing accordingly. Once we conquered the first Maya or Mana, first level of mind's obstruction, second also we have to conquer. Clear? That means what? Whatever steps from the shloka 1, Bhagavan is teaching as precautions, preparations, hints, instructions, practical things to be done. Not even one of them we should miss. That is called as sadhana. साधना का ये 3-4 स्टेप क्या है? प्रिपेयर आवर माइंड fully that I'll do everything thoroughly. Then, second, go to class or take the book and listen or study, understand every step and follow as it is given. This struggle is called upasana. This effort is called as sadhana. This is what yields the result. That is why in Vedanta all Granthas, to which disciple the Guru should teach the sadhana, very clearly says, along with so many qualities, one important quality of a qualified disciple is yathokta karine. Mokshave sadhu yathokta karine prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya tattvopadesham krupayaiva kuryat. मेधावी पुरुषो विद्वान ऊहापोह विचक्षण अधिकारी आत्मविद्यायाम उक्त लक्षण रक्षितः. देन मोक्षवे साधु यथोक्त कारणे प्रशांत चित्ताय शमान्विताय तत्व उपदेशम कृपया एव कुर्यात् गुरुः. Now if the yathokta kare is not there, it's all time waste of the guru and the disciple will never reach. Now in today's world of continuous slogan of freedom, what we are doing is nothing but destroying ourselves. We go to the doctor, but we take medicine as we want. It won't work. We study shastras, but still we want to be erratic in our own chosen way, not in the way given. And see our own minds nowadays, both the listeners, the disciples, seekers, so to the teachers, the gurus, the preceptors. Both of them have become weak to compromise at every level the upasanas. Right from first one. स्वामी जी सुबह 4-5 को उठना नहीं होता. Can I get up at 7:30 and do upasana, meditation, japa? अब देखो, the weakness of the guru is what? If I tell him, no, you get up in the morning, then he may run away. Therefore, the guru accepts and says, ठीक है बेटा, 4-5 नहीं तो 7 बजे. अब 7 बजे वाला एक गलत बात ट्रेंड बनता है. Hey, Swagna, Upavasa you told me to do, but I can't live without the, therefore can I have these things and that thing? Guru says, यार इसको मना किया तो नहीं करेगा और मुझे छोड़कर जाएगा. Therefore, हाँ बेटा खा ले. And that is why on Upavasa day we eat more. Guru Maharaj, the temple is far away from my house. It is half kilometer distance. I can't walk. Can I be in my own house and do parikrama and say that I have visited temple? गुरु से यार इसको ये मना कर दिया तो ये वो भी नहीं करेगा, इसलिए हाँ बेटा घर में ही करो. एवरीवेयर कॉम्प्रोमाइज, एवरीवेयर. Guru Maharaj, I can't make naivedyam for the Lord. Can I go to shop and purchase the mithai, which is done by a useless fellow of other thing without taking bath and all nonsense? अब ये नहीं किया तो वो भी अर्पण नहीं करेगा. हाँ बेटा. अब धीरे धीरे क्या होता है, nowadays you see in the entire North India, nobody makes at home the naivedya. Whole North, except one or few people. For them, भगवान को भोग चढ़ाओ मतलब वो मंदिर के बगल में ही शॉप होता है, उधर से खरीद के उधर भेज देना. And which fellow is making, with what it is, there is only commercial making. He is not making in the way that this is an Naivedyam going to be offered to the God. They are not seated like that. If they are of that devotee type, they don't become shopkeepers. They become upasakas and they offer to God and get mukti. It has become a trend only. In every temple, there are hundreds of shops, mithai chadane ka. But the meaning of Naivedyam is you have to make an offer. But do you understand how slowly, step by step, everything is changed? Everything. Take the example of Yajnam. A Havana Kunda has to be dug on the earth and all the ईंटों को लगाकर करना है. But there is no place in my house, so therefore ready-made Havana Kunda. Now even there is a place, ready-made Havana Kunda is used. Even the pure haldi is available, cosmetic haldi only is brought. Everything we are not doing as it is said. Therefore, not even a trupti of doing it properly, then how can there be a result coming? No, we have to become very sensitive about this topic. Even if we refuse even to become sensitive about it and know the detail, when will we try again to come back to the earlier way of doing puja properly by changing every one of the wrong thing to right thing? जब गिरावट शुरू हुआ तो इतने नीचे गिर गए, अब हम गिर गए हैं, फिर से ऊपर उठना है, ऐसा सुनने को भी राजी नहीं, तो कब प्रयत्न कर कर ऊपर उठना शुरू करेंगे? देखो, and anyone who talks like this, as thoroughly as said by the Shastra, then he is called as an Orthodox Swami. He is not modern, he is mad. Therefore, let's go to that other modern Swami who just listens to us, and in English he speaks so wonderfully well. Then he just listens to us and he gives us all permissions for everything. क्या पड़ता है, कर दो, फॉर एवरीथिंग, क्या कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, इसलिए जीवन में भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ओनली फॉर द नेम से वी आर स्पिरिचुअल। बिना नहाए पूजा करूं, बिना नहाए जब करूं, एवरीथिंग लाइसेंस मिल रहा है। अब बचा क्या है उधर? इट इज लाइक दी फादर इन लॉ गिवन साइकिल 50 years बैक, आई टोल्ड यू द अदर डे, नाम के वास्ते साइकिल गिवन बाय फादर इन लॉ, but in the last 40-50 years, including even small bearing of it, everything is changed. In the same way, what our tradition, Shastras have told, अब वो सब उल्टा होकर, पहले खुद हम करते थे घरों में, अब even temples everywhere, the mechanical way of doing started increasing. Not only because pujar is there, but the people who go there, because of mismanagement of their time, they say मनीष जी 10 मिनट में पूजा कर, 10 मिनट में जो ही वो होगा, जो हो सकता है वही होगा। फिर देर आफ्टर पूजा इज 10 मिनट ओनली, माइंड ऐसा फिक्स होता है, इवन इफ यू हैव टाइम। पुजारी ऑल्सो ऐसे 5 लोग आगे मानो 10 मिनट में पूजा करो वाले, ही ऑल्सो मेक्स इट a habit to do puja only 10 minutes, in which all steps are not followed. Which pujari in which temple is chanting all the अष्टोत्तरम? बताओ, 11 नाम बोल देते हैं, आरती करके दे देते हैं, आधा आरती मंत्र बोलते हैं। So what's happening here? Every system tradition which is given for giving us result when followed is compromised with. That's why the follow is not coming. Is it not? Same thing do you do in making tea or coffee or making food? Do you go erratically? Do you get the taste for it? यहाँ तो सब systematically follow करना. When it comes to आध्यात्मिक sadhana, we become careless, reckless. That change of attitude is more sincerity in spirituality. Let us not only do what sadhana given by the God for moksham, but also do the way He asks us to do. For that, every step we have to clearly understand and abide. Whether it is the first shloka, what Bhagavan said, कि त्रयाणाम ईप्सितेन विधिना समर्चयेत स्वनिगमेन उक्त्वं द्विजत्वं प्राप्य भक्त्या श्रद्धया. We have already exhaustively studied this from last 6-7 days. Every step is to be understood and followed with equal respect and reverence, which we have to the Lord, for the Lord, or we want to develop for the Lord. याद रखना दोनों बातें. If I respect Gurudev, I respect whatever he says. Other way, if I respect and do whatever he says, my respect towards him grows. Because whatever he says, if I respect and do, I will get definitely the results. Because what he tells is in my own interest. Then it develops my respect to him. If I have already got respect, to make use of my respect to him, because मैं गुरुदेव को रेस्पेक्ट करूं तो मुझे क्या फायदा होगा? कुछ नहीं होगा. फायदा तब होगा when I do sadhana. And what is the sadhana? Do what he says. Then it helps me. Very careful about these things. We cannot be negligent. Not knowing these barikis. Bariki means these very subtle things. Never think that we have understood. And in this bariki, these subtle things only, the entire masala or the gist of spirituality is there. Not in the outer hangamas of show offness. Mhm. In this only it is there. So, what are the two things we understood today, which are very crucial? Therefore, we have spent time. One, if Bhagwan's teachings of sadhana we don't follow for our own karma bandha mokshanam and shreyas prapti, then who can come and teach us? Shaitan. Already baita hai shaitan andar in the form of the mind. Second, if we have decided to follow path shown by Bhagavan for mukti, we will also follow as exactly he says. In fact, the second one is the one which is going to give result. Of course, without the first one, we cannot come to second. This transformation in us is becoming the samsadhaka from samsari. Then becoming true sadhaka by doing sadhana. Exactly as he says. Now, when we came yesterday to see in the ninth mantra, these are the 7 points, which are the alambana, in which Bhagavan can be invoked. Then we do upasana to him. So, select any one of them. Among those 7 things, here, first one about archa will be told in those 8 dhatus. The remaining things have come many a times in earlier topics. Some of them come in a later topic. So all of them have come in one or the other shastra which we studied. कहीं ना कहीं तो है. Now about everything Krishna can't tell. He has no time. He is not bound that way, please. Sukadev ji, Krishna Bhagavan are not bound people. You can't compel them to teach everything. Guru also. You can't bind people. One day will tell, I will not tell you get lost, you do your meditation. नाटक नहीं करना गुरु भगवान के साथ. वो जितना देते हैं उसको यूज करते हैं, फिर हमारा दिमाग भी यूज करना. And not difficult. And the same God given in us in another Puranas, you refer them. About 8 types of archa he told. Standila, then Agni, Surya, they are all simply directly understandable. And these are all the alambana in which we see Bhagavan and do upasana. Why alambana of Standila, Archa, Agni required? For the mind, first of all, to get stabilized and focused. Otherwise, to the Lord whom we are doing puja, to the Archa Murti, there is no relation. To Lord Vishnu who is in Vaikuntha, to the Salagrama, where is the relation? Ultimately, there is relation. Everything is Narayana, therefore Salagrama also Narayana. But in the initial days, no relation, but establishing the relation is Upasana. Mind has to focus. Mind cannot focus in the in non-tangible, very sublime, abstract things. Mind needs something which is concrete, substantial. Therefore, a rupa. It is Archa Murti, Salagrama or Shivalinga or photograph or something made out of spatikam, made out of, or which is seen like Agni or Vayu or this Jala. All of them are seeable by the eyes, accepted by the mind. Therefore, now what is given to you? Salagrama. And whom you have to worship in it? Vishnu. Therefore, what is the practice done? I am doing in the Stula Rupa, the Abhisheka Ityadi to the Salagrama. But in our own mind, I am doing to Vishnu Murti. Whom to do Upasana to? Vishnu Murti. But will the Vishnu every day come in front of you and get Abhishekam? If that way, if Vishnu goes to everybody and gets Abhishekam, Sardi Zukam se gadbad ho jayega unko. But without doing Abhishekam to Vishnu every day, we will not improve. Therefore, a Salagrama is given to everyone. Everyone is doing Upasana to Salagrama, but not to Salagrama, through it to Narayana. You understood what's happening here? Our drishti has to be focused. For that, the alambana is given. Holding on to alambana in the upasana, we should know that we are doing it to the Narayana himself. Then the beauty is what? The subtlety is here. If I do Abhishekam to Salagrama, how it reaches to Narayana? That is what Narayana said. How it reaches is his responsibility. And there you beautifully understand the bhavana that I am doing Abhisheka to Narayana becomes Abhisheka to Narayana there. But that doesn't mean you do also bhavana without doing Abhisheka in the beginning days. In the beginning days, it should be physical. Later on, as we mature, then the bhavana. Through the bhavana, the understanding about Bhagavan that is everywhere is established. Then everything we have to do only to propitiate him. When that subtle thing is understood, then a special puja is not required. Every time you are a pujari, anything in front of you is Narayana, everything you do is upasana. That's all, that's final. Anything in front is Narayana. Every time I am an upasaka. Everything I do is his upasana. That is what Atma Tvam Girijamate Sachara Prana. To reach to that paripakwa sthiti. In upasana, the beginning is this. Who gave this to us? Narayana, Lord Krishna. Therefore, it is our duty to thoroughly understand what he told us to do. Understand what he told us to do. Don't question him. Then accept, don't question. Do, don't question. You will get the result. हर एक चीज आने की जरूरत नहीं है ना. अब जब एटीएम मशीन में ऐसे वो कार्ड लगा के पिन बटन लगा पैसा अमाउंट फीड करो टाइप आ जाएगा. नो यू डिड नॉट क्वेश्चन एवरी टाइम हाउ दिस एटीएम मशीन वर्क्स. देयर समबडी हु मेड इट. इस तरह हर जगह पे तुम जाकर जब तक मैं जानूंगा नहीं ये ग्राइंडर मिक्सी कैसा काम करेगा आई विल नॉट यूज इट. देन यू टेक ए स्टोन एंड दैट और पीसते जाना जिंदगी भर. Do you know every part of the cell phone how it works? No, but are you not using? Then is it not useful? Yeah. Do you know every aspect of electricity flows and how the electrical equipments work? नहीं. But switch डालो तो बिजली आ रहा है कि नहीं? Yeah. तो तुम जरूरत नहीं है स्विच डालो बिजली आएगा बंद करो खत्म होएगा. You follow it. Everywhere we follow, and when it comes to spirituality, we say, unless I understand, I will not do. But the problem in spirituality is what? Unless you do, you will not understand. Because it is not an intellectual understanding, it is an experience. Like when I do Shraddha, say Japa and Upasana, my mind becomes single pointed. My mind becomes peaceful. My mind becomes pure. How can it be understood? How can it be explained for understanding? How can I explain it for your understanding? I can't. But you do Japa and Upasana. You yourself will understand it without the need of words way of saying to explain or understand. समझ जाते हो वो अनुभव वाला समझदारी है. अदरवाइज दिखाओ स्वामी जी जप करने से मन कैसा शांत होता है समझाओ मुझे. ये नहीं समझा जरूरत नहीं है करो तो मिल जाता है वो. Do you know how the mango comes from mango tree? When you sow the mango seed and see that it grows, do you know? Do you go to earth and see how the roots are taking everything and sending that essence to the branches and trunk and all? जरूरत है क्या जानने का? ऐसे कितने चीज तुम जान पाओगे? Unless I understand how my digestion system works, I will not eat the food. Unless I understand how my respiratory system works, I will not take the air inside. यहाँ से शुरू करो एक काम खत्म हो जाएगा. The unnecessary burden of the earth is reduced. One liability is gone. This is what these Christians, the Britishers, these Buddhists, and all of them have induced us to question and not to do. We question in such a way to decide not to do. What is taught to us is do without questioning, then you get result without doubt. Some things can be explained, like you take bath, you will feel clean, neat, etc. That also again little conviction only. But real benefit comes only when you take bath. Is it not? Some like when you make naivedyam, there is a trupti of real offering, not only to you, the giver, also to the receiver. Because giving object is not the upasana. Through the object, giving our time, giving our love, giving efforts is the upasana. Little you can understand it intellectually, but then still experience will come only when you do. That's why some of those children or even youngsters, especially young girls, when they make some pulamala, pushpamala for the Lord, they feel that they are so much joyful. Swamiji, I made this garland for God. It's really good, beta. Good, continue. The joy of making that Goda Devi's father told her, beta, bana dao. She made and offered. She was so happy. Every day she started making and offering. ऐसे कर करके she became one with God just by making mala and giving to God. सी दैट माला अर्पण करते करते हुए खुद अपने आप को उन्होंने अर्पण किया. दैट लॉर्ड गिव बिकॉज शी डिड इट सो सिंसियरली. when the pushpamala arpana itself makes me happy and God happy, if I offer myself, how it will be happy to me. She offered, Lord is happy, she is happy. Wow. No, some things intellectually can be explained. All the things are experienced when we do. And one thing is certain, whether you understand, accept or not, in philosophical, spiritual sadhanas, especially in Bhagavad, etc., where Lord Krishna told, there is no manipulation. There is no sadhana told to waste our time, to waste our resources. Everything that is told is only in our benefit. Only the discussion where we are doing is what? We want to know it and then do. What they say is, you do it, you will know. Like in some shops. The big problem to the shopkeeper that he has got the best of the material. He knows it. But the customer is doubting fellow because he got cheated in many places. That fellow trying to say, he says, नहीं बहुत लोग मेरे को cheat करते हैं. यार मैं नहीं cheat कर रहा, अच्छा वाला चीज जरा तू लेके देख. There are some genuine people in this world. There are many confusing people also. Yesterday it happened to me. I bought some fruit, something. It was looking from outside, not so. Then I asked him, आप मुझे मानिएगा, आप ले जाके देखिएगा, आप खुद फिर का ला के लोगे, like that he said. देखो, generally this is what everybody says sentence to sell their products. And हमारी किस्मत है, कभी वो सत्य भी होगा, झूठ भी होगा. But when I brought it, both the different two shops and cut and saw, what they said was perfectly correct. So he was not manipulating or joke speaking. He said it's correct only. I believed him, bought and brought, cut. Then I only got benefit. If I continue the doubting and I won't take from him, loss is not his. मैंने तो और कोई खरीदेगा. It is to me. Sometime it may be failure in this regard, like in railway station, traveling, mobile traveling, may when you buy something, 90% will be cheating. Because they know this customer will not be there here to question us. That's what they think. There is a chance. ऐसे लोग बेचारे अपने everybody is trying their best to survive. तो लोग छोटे लेवल पे चीट करते हैं, बड़े लोग करोड़ों में चीट करते हैं. 50 करोड़ रुपए घर में मिलता है. Okay, but in general, no, in that sometime there may be. Like in case of this shopkeeper, he gave assurance, but he has not made the fruit. Therefore, with faith only he told, sometime it may not click. But this is not the case with Bhagavan and Guru. क्योंकि उनको उतना भी डाउट नहीं होता जो वो लोग हमको साधना देते हैं. Why? Because they are continuously experiencing it. This understanding that Guru and God are always in Mukta Sthiti, this understanding that they also want us to be in that Mukta Ananda Sthiti, this understanding that therefore they gave these sadhanas to me, this understanding that therefore if I follow them scrupulously, I also reach to that, this understanding is called faith. With that, when we involve, pakka result will come. There's no other way. Otherwise, what will happen? We finish this chapter also, like all other chapters. Next also, we finish Bhagavatam, we take another Puranam. All we study, but where we are there where we were earlier. Yesterday, somebody was speaking to me somewhere, long association of many years back. So, I was speaking to somebody and I said, if you meet that person, convey my love to him. Somebody. Luckily, that person was there. I said, give it to phone. He was so happy to talk. He was tears only in the eyes. We were not talking from few years. Suddenly, so happy. I just said all that good. We are such good friends throughout life. We know each other and all. I said only. I request you only two things. One, take care of your health. Second, all your outer seva is very good, no doubt. It will have its own rewards. But start doing your own personal, some or the other upasana, japa, sadhana. He was surprised and happy to listen. Swamiji, to so many Swamis, I am doing this, that seva. They not that they are not using me and all, that language did not say, but nobody told this to me. He said, all of them, Gurudev only is telling through some means. Who is telling is not important. Is that which is told is worthy or not is important. You help yourself. You are also growing in age. You already served such a long time. It's so great. Lord is happy. Gurudev is happy. You are also contented. Now the time has come for your own personal sadhana. No, Swami, what should I do? I'll not tell you. Have a Swami there. You ask him. Let him. He's better than me. He's senior than unse पूछ लो. Why the subsequent things? Why you tell? Idea giving is my job. Do your upasana. Then you start. In the same way, in our life also, when we are studying all of that, a day should come in our mind to think that am I understanding? Am I understanding clearly? Am I developing the faith? Knowing that Bhagavan only teaching all this? Did I start my upasana truly with the techniques or the steps that are given? देखो 100% achieving is next to impossible, not impossible. But starting to achieve at least 1%, 2% is our responsibility. Is it not? So list out all the instructions given. What I will be happy to see is after this chapter is over, I'll give you 4 days time. Every one of you can write in your own notebook what in an assorted manner only the points you have gathered regarding upasana as told by Bhagavan. The dravya aspects, the puja sthala preparation aspects, then the steps that are told, then the attitudes aspect. Okay, if you can make a notes of your own, don't copy anybody, don't ask others. Group में कोई बना के दे दो. No. Everybody. That will be the wonderful day. Among all those clarities gained, at least few we start doing. We already have started to become Bhagavata. हमको नहीं तो क्या ना ये बात ऐसी रह जाती है कि हम सुनते ही जाते हैं लेकिन ना समझते हैं ना करते हैं. सुनने से किसी को भी मुक्ति नहीं मिलता. समझकर समझदारी से करने से ही. सो अर्चायाम स्तंडिले अग्नौ सूर्ये अपसु हृदि द्विजे. These are all the things exhaustively told. 7 things in which Bhagavan can be invoked. 7 ways. Then we have seen yesterday, complete day we have spent for this. Dravyena. Dravya must be there in the beginning for puja. Bhakti yuktaha archet. What is the bhakti yukti and bhakti yuktata? Both we told. Then swagarum mam. The swagarum mam yesterday was discussed so exhaustively. And then we told what is amaya. नहीं याद है तो फिर से सुनो. देखो उन दिनों में even no need of book. What Guru tells. So much of purity, Shraddha, single pointedness the children had that they used to remember verbatim at that very moment. Not only the words के पीछे meanings and the intentions and the processes also. That was the highest quality of disciples Vedic Kala. Time of Veda Vyasa, it was not sufficient. Therefore, the bookish form came. Nowadays, even the books are not enough for us to study. Therefore, somebody is explaining, and all that explanations are available in the recorded form. Because of our losing the intellect's mind's capacities. No, it is available in YouTube as recorded form. So if you say, sorry, kal parso jo kaam hai, koi yaad hi nahi hai, nothing bad or wrong, because that is what our minds are made nowadays. क्यों ऐसे गफलत करते जा रहे हैं, उन सबको याद रखोगे तो सत्यानाश होएगा जिंदगी. इसलिए भगवान भूलने का अनुग्रह करके हमको बचा रहे. दैट इज हिज सीक्रेट ऑफ ब्लेसिंग अस. बट इन दैट चक्कर वी आर भूलिंग द साधनास आल्सो. बट लकीली वी हैव द रिकॉर्ड. लिसन, क्या फर्क पड़ता है और एक घंटा और एक बार ध्यान से सुनकर नोटबुक पेन लेकर पॉइंट्स को लिखने से. नेवर हेजिटेट टू डू एनी साधना which is required to be done to get the benefit. शर्म ना मैं 3 बार सुनना पड़ रहा है करके शर्माना नहीं. नहीं, 10 बार भी सुनना पड़े कुछ समझने को तो सुनना है. नथिंग रॉन्ग. Next to a doctor, 5 times you have to visit. To cure, why do you feel shy? You have to get cured. कभी एक बार में होता है, कभी 10 बार जाना पड़ता है. So there's nothing wrong in referring again, listening. If the topic is crucial, if the topic is important, definitely we have to refer back and do. One of the things which can reduce the burden is, after listening to the class, we try little bit to recollect it immediately after the class, before all what we heard is suppressed under the heavy load of dinner. 10 मिनट बैठकर सोच लो. It can help us. At least in 1 hour, we daily speak at least 200 points. Some of them are repeated. Among them, if 2 points, very important ones, if somebody catches, that itself is a great success of the listening. Among that, in a week's time, if 15 points are noted, among that, if 2 things are practiced, you are already growing. Now, with this calculation, imagine from last 2 years, how many things we heard, how many we have noted, how many we started practicing. शर्म आती है. बट फॉलो करके देखा होता तो अभी तक we could have really gone to a good level. Never mind, at least now we can. So, द्रव्येण means द्रव्य का होना ही चाहिए पूजा के टाइम. भक्ति युक्त bring the attitude of bhakti. Swaguru mam, feeling that oneness with him. मेरा भगवान है, मुझे अनुग्रह करने के लिए खुद ही मुझ नालायक को चुनकर मेरे जीवन में आए हैं. In our life, the arrival of Guru and Lord is not because of us. It is their karuna. In spite of us, they came to us. मैं मोर स्वगुरु माम. Then amayaya. Don't allow the silly mind to do its own maskari to neutralize or reduce the effect of systematically doing. That is called amaya. माया मतलब बुद्धि को यूज कर जस्टिफाई करना. माया मतलब मन को यूज करके वो स्टेप्स को कट शॉर्ट करना. अमाया, निष्कपट भाव से. हो गया. देन विसा पूर्वम स्नानम प्रकुर्वीत धौतदंतः अंग शुद्धये. Now, why snana should be done? What are the 10 benefits? Yesterday we saw. That is only an extra explanation for those who are unnecessarily they are thinking that they are intelligent. Those who are not intelligent but good, or intelligent and expressing their intelligence through goodness, for them there is no question. Lord Krishna told to do the Dantadhavanam, to take the bath for the Anga Shuddhi before we do the Upasana. What else? Why should I ask him why and all? उन्होंने कहा कर दिया, उसका फायदा वो देख लेंगे. So to Ubayayirapi Mantraihi, both Vaidika and then Pauranika mantra understood, learned them and chanting Karteve, Snanam Mrudgarhanadina properly. That feeling of freshness at the Deha level after washing it through bath, Thereafter, feeling of freshness at Pranamaya Kosha through Pranayama. Then at the Sankalpa level to inspire us. At the intellectual level with the clarity of what puja and how to do is there. With all preparation along with all the dravya collected outside and kept ready. With these preparations, when the upasana is done, it is so joyful. That person is called as controlled person, matured person, disciplined person, committed person, person marked for success of what he is doing, marked for evolution as a result of what is he doing. समझ में आ रहा है ना? If that topic is so negligible, why will the Lord say that बेटा दांत मांज कर अच्छी तरह नहाओ साबुन लगा के, वो भी वैदिक और वो पौराणिक मंत्र का उच्चारण करते हुए? Because instruction given for the eternity now. If not given, it is not given for eternity. That becomes a wrong authority. कि भगवान ने नहाने को नहीं कहा, therefore नहीं करूंगा. अब करने को कहा तो जरूर करेंगे. Is it not? That is why when you go to guru or doctor, till you become clear as to how to take medicine and all, you keep on asking. Don't go with the vagueness of understanding. Don't go with imagination of understanding. Both are wrong. It's not vague or imaginary. Perfect understanding. एक का दो बार पूछना. And nowadays in all prescription, the nurses well trained, they write in the pouch only in which they give medicine. तीनों मेडिसिन का नाम लिख के उसके बारे में लिखते हैं. TID thrice a day, BD twice a day, and OD once a day, SOS. Clear? Snanadi importance is told. We have already discussed 2-3 days back. I am sure you have started taking bath at least now after many months. So, here many months means along with mantrocharana. You know? At least 2 lines. Apo ishtamayo bhavasthana urdhe dadatana. Apo ishtamayo bhavasthana urdhe dadatana. 3 दिन फिर महेरणाय चक्षसे यो शिवतमो रसः महेरणाय चक्षसे यो शिवतमो रसः then तस्य वाचेते अनावसुधीरो मातरः तस्मारंगमावय सक्षयाय जन्मथा आपो जनेथा चुनः. बोलते जाओ. गंगे चमने कृष्णे गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिंधु कावेरी जलेस्मिन्. If you know Ganga Stotram, that is not mentioned, you can do that. Devi Sureshwari Bhagavati Gange. Krishna did not mention because Shankaracharya came later on. What was there before Krishna अवतार? That Krishna told. वेदों में मंत्र है, पुराण में मंत्र है, उन्होंने वो बताया. बाद में जो ऋषियों ने किया, you can hold it. Okay, up to this we have seen now. Next one is what? Sandhyopastyadi karmani. These all yesterday, day before we have done. But second time, third time I am doing only to allow it to enter into our bosom little deeper. At this our level of whatever mind intellect we have, repeating 3-4 times, feeling that we understood and we remember itself is our sadhana. शुरू कब करेंगे करना भगवान जाने, वो तो इसके बाद होगा. Clear, thorough now. I am satisfied with today's repetition. We have not missed that. Introduction was very crucial and essential. Now, when we are starting to do the upasana as told by Krishna, should we give up the already done Sandhya upasanas or Vaidika yajnas which we were doing traditionally? No. Sandhyopastyadi karmani vedena achoditani me pujam tahi kalpayet samyaka sankalpaha karma pavani. So in that, 2 important topics only in this shloka. One, traditionally at the time of Lord Krishna, even after little later, everybody is Hindu only. Other useless people have not yet come. Every Hindu belongs to one or the other Vaidika Parampara. Shakha, Veda Shakha. According to everyone's Veda Shakha, they were doing both Sandhya Upasana and Agnihotra Karma every day. Clear? Don't leave that. Along with that, you do this upasana. This is point one. Second, while taking this upasana, you add a beautiful sankalpa. Sankalpa is only these two. Karma bandha vimokshanartham is equal to upakta durtayakshartham. Second is nishreyasa praptyartham is equal to bhagavad darsana anubhava praptyartham. Sri Krishna Paramatmanaha pujam karishye. इस तरह संकल्प. He will not tell like a Panditji of today, everything we have to refer. Anyway, we are in such a period where before us the Rishi Munis have given us everything. Is it not? You have hundreds and thousands of books printed in which what Bhagavan Krishna said as headings were elaborately given. Refer to them, select one or two. Is it not? Like यहाँ भगवान ने कहा संकल्पः सम्यक संकल्पः. Do the very good sankalpa, he said. He did not say what sankalpa, but he already given hint that this upasana is being done for karma bandha mokshanam as well as upata durittakshayam. In fact, by saying these three, he already said what is to be done. Take the water and flower, and samyak kalpana, he said here. Samyak sankalpa means wholeheartedly, deeply, intensely do sankalpa. Hey Krishna, I am doing your upasana for the karma bandha vimokshanam and also nishreyasa prapti. Itna hi kafi. That's the ultimate. Later on, the people added all kshema, shairya, vairya, virya, jhave, ayur, arogya. Because they want to enjoy the world, they want to do spiritual also. But for a pure sadhaka, sannyasi type sadhaka, he will not ask anything. हमको तो कर्म बंध मोक्ष होकर मोक्ष जा कर्म बंध मुक्ति and भगवत दर्शन प्राप्ति called nishreyasa. So in this shloka, when the new upasana you are starting, which I am going to tell, don't stop your earlier things done. Now remember, this upasana which Bhagavan Krishna is teaching, he is not imposing on Uddhava. याद रखो ये उद्धव जी ने पूछा कि tell me kriya yogam samachakshva bhavadaradhanam. Never forget, otherwise you feel Bhagavan is commanding or demanding us to do his puja. He did not start, Uddhava asked. And why we have to study? Because we are also like Uddhava, who want to be blessed by the Lord. And he told Uddhava, do this upasana, you get my blessing. That is equally applicable to us also. In that he is saying, because it is not that till Bhagavan Krishna told this upasana, that Uddhava was not doing anything. He was doing his Sandhya Vandana. He was doing Yajna Karma. Bhagavan says, don't leave that tradition. You continue it. To that you add this puja. And while doing this puja, add your sankalpa. In the upasana, that was traditionally you are doing. Like Gayatri is done traditionally for definitely the Chitta Shuddhi, Buddhi, Ekagrata and getting sharpness of Buddhi, you get good knowledge. Therefore, your outer Vyavahara, your profession, everything will be successful. In that there is no moksha kamana. So to the Agnihotras which were done by the Grahastha is only to propitiate the Devatas so that they are not angry with us, they supply with us what we need. Both of them don't have any spiritual moksha as the sankalpa. But they are traditionally given only and done only. Therefore, in the world they are happy. But what Uddhava wants is nishreyasa. That's what 3 times he told. For that, tell me Kriya Yoga. Bhagavan already told the Vedanta Prakriya of how to meditate and realize. Already Bhagavan told the Bhakti Prakriya of all Shravanam, Kirtanam, all that. But Uddhava wants the Archana Prakriya, Kriya Yoga. Bhagavan is giving that. So that we have in Bhagavatam all these margas or paths shown. Whichever is possible to us, we take up and we do sadhana, reach out. So I'm trying to coordinate between all these things and put in front. So that we have more understanding, less confusion or doubts. So in this shloka, the 2 things, don't give up your earlier sadhanas, continue them, traditionally coming things. Add to that this upasana, in that you add this samyak sankalpa. Samyak means what? Don't do upasana without sankalpa. And don't do the sankalpa with vagueness of mind. Do the samyak kalpana. Means definitely by taking that water or flower, putting in the hand, consciously you tell, Oh Lord Krishna, I am doing upasana to you for my apata durtakshayam, antakarana shuddhi, other karma bandha vimokshanam, as well as the nishreyasa prapti of the tattva jnanam or your darshanam. Pujam karishye is tarah se. So this shloka also is explained. Now the Archa Murti, which was one of the 7 alambanas for invoking God. One of the 7 alambanas is first one is Archa. That Archa Murti can be again in these 8 forms. In whatever the form required, you can select. All of them are sanctioned in the Puranas. Bhagavan himself is telling us, अभी हमको doubt होना ही नहीं चाहिए. So today we conclude with this shloka. What are the 8 materials with which the Archa Murti of Bhagavan Narayana can be made and one can do upasana to him? What are the steps that will be told in the future shlokas? So Shaili, Shila made, Darumayi, wood made, then Lauhi made out of the Loha. Okay. All these Lohas, the gold or silver or brass or bronze, these are called Loha. Then Lepya. The Lepanam means those which are like Lepanam means these 3 things come. Make out of matti also, made out of chandanam also, made out of haldi also. That's called लेपनम, जिसको पानी मिलाकर सॉलिड बनाकर वो मूर्ति के रूप में करते हैं. लेख्या with imagination a painting is made those days. Now it is printed. Saikati means which is made about the saikata, the sand, etc. In the saikati only you can add the murti made by the mitti also. In that case, the lepya means you can limit it to made out of haldi as well as made out of chandanam. Saikati. Then the last 3 are manomai, the last 2. Manomai. In your own manas, you can make the pratima of Paramatma the way you want. This is ultimate, this is highest. If somebody can make Manomaya Murti for that half an hour in his heart, and he himself becomes Bhakta there, with all his thoughts only, when he does Upasana, it's called Manasika Puja. This is much greater than the Dravya Puja. But that Manasika Puja can also cheat us as if really we are doing. Therefore, before we reach to that stage, with Dravya outside Puja, we have to do sufficiently. Did we do sufficiently and are we qualified for Manasika Puja? That is discussed, decided between you and your Guru. When you tell what your state of your mind when you are doing Upasana to the Guru and discuss with him, he finalizes. Says, yes, you have matured, no more of outer Upasana to be done, or sit in front of the outer idol only, but inside you do in the Mana, he will tell. If he tells, you too. If we decide that no more of any outer upasana, I'll do inside, we don't know it is true or it is being cheated. We are cheating ourselves. Especially when one becomes very old, cannot do all the dravya upasanas of घंटी बजाओ, पूजा बर्तन को साफ करो, पूजा मंदिर को नहीं करो, नहीं कर सकते. That time manasika is allowed. But in our olden days, we have seen our Gnani Dadi, 95 years also they used to do the puja bhautika रूप. घसीटते हुए जाकर उन्होंने किया. We have seen it every day. We used to tell her, we'll wash and give you the puja samagri. She said, तुम्हारी माँ को ही मैंने अलो नहीं किया, मैं मेरी बहू है 50 साल से. I never allowed her. Oh, my Lord, I will do. They understood the joy of doing for the God themselves. See, in the world, our doing is not important. Work happening is important. In spirituality, work happening is not important, our doing is important. Therefore, in the world, you can, therefore, you must look for alternative. In the spirituality, you cannot, therefore, you should not look for alternative. You only will have to do. By the way. Okay? Then, Shaili, Darumayi, Lavhi, Lepya, Lekya, Saikati, Manomayi, then the Manimayi. The different monies. In that also, Bhagavan, all the variety of the stones. Okay. In that also, we can make Bhagavan's Murti. Okay. Now, in the next shloka, 13 में कल हम देखेंगे कि the Murti are 2 types, Pratimas. One is Achalamurti, second is Chalamurti. What are the few rules to be followed for Upasana to Achala, Upasana to Chala? Bhagwan just hinting. When few are hinted, other things are obviously understood. But some Bhagwan feels important to be told, he tells you. In this also, in the mantra number 13, there are two very crucial points. First point is the upasana to the Lord when you are doing in that particular pratima, the Archa Murti, out of any of the 8 things you are making, first you consider it as the Mandiram of Jiva or the Lord, means feel that the divine conscious Lord is there in that Murti. Jiva Mandiram. This we'll talk tomorrow a little more. Second, he says the Murti is two types, Chala and Achala. To the Achala Murti, which doesn't move into him through various Vaidika Agama Prakriya, Prana Pratishtha is done. Therefore, the Lord is very much is there in him. He is like a guest permanent. Therefore, to the guest permanent, you know he is there. Therefore, you do upasana to him every day, all steps except the two. What are the two? Inviting him. Why no invitation, avahana? Because he's already there. Then there's no udvasanam. There's no sending him back. Because he is there permanently, no? So आवाहन उद्वाहन के बिना ही जो प्रतिष्ठित मूर्ति प्राण प्रतिष्ठित मूर्ति में ये पूजा होता है. Straight away starts from पाद्यम अर्घ्यम आचमनम सब. But in the chala murti, because that murti or the stone, whatever, can be put anywhere sometimes. वो मिल स्लिप भी हो जाएगा, इधर उधर रखा जाएगा. इफ और इसमें एट द टाइम ऑफ पूजा डेफिनेटली आवाहना हैज टू बी डन. Those 40 minutes upasana has to be done. Then udvasana has to be done so that the Lord goes to be safe. Again you call him for the puja time. That is the paddhati given by. Does it mean the Lord is not there when we have done the udvasana too? The Chalamurti in our puja room? For the puja, he is not there. But otherwise, in your bhavana, he is very much there. In fact, Lord is always there. That is what the bhavana we have to develop. No? It is a convenience. For the convenience of the Lord, we are sending. But in us, the bhavana is there of the Lord, and I have to do puja to him. To him, I have to do puja in the same murti tomorrow. That respect, reverence is enough. But the next day when I sit again, start with avahayami. This avahana and udvasana or any of the steps of the puja, please remember, it is not for Bhagwan. It is for us to develop the attitude that Bhagwan is there. I am offering myself to him. With his blessings, I grow. ये मेरे लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ. Therefore, मैं अपने भावना को स्थिर करने के लिए that the Lord is invited. Now I am committed to do upasana. And now the Lord is sent off. Therefore, he can relax. Again, next day can call him. That way. In the Achala Murti, he is established. Therefore, it is more Katinam. There, all the time the lamp should be burning. 5 times you have to offer the puja to him. 3 times you have to offer the Naivedya. Like any guest when he stays for the all the time in your house, don't you do it? In that way we have to do. And that commitment only gives the regularity of puja, that gives quick results. Okay? So keep that in mind, avahana and udya. Here, for the chalamurti, you have to do avahana, udvasana. This is not important. For the achalamurti, you don't need to do. उसको बताने के लिए ये भी बताए. Okay? Then tomorrow, that mantra, prana pratishtha, it's a huge process of 6 hours they do. हमको तो कुछ नहीं आता बाबा. But 1 or 2 mantra, उसको देखते हुए, then among these 8 things or the 7 types of the alambana, कौन से चीज को स्नान कराना है, कौन उसको लेपन कराना है, इसको किस तरह से करना है, भगवान gives few of the guidances, directions. Once all of them are set, then the conclusion is, out of 7, one of the things you will have selected for upasana. And if it is the Archa Murti, out of the 8 things, with one you made your Archa Murti. Fixed? Ho gaya. Now to him, step by step, how to do, Bhagavan will guide us. Let us know it tomorrow onwards. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Sadgurnath Maharaj ki jai. Thank you. Let us study Ramayanam.